There is absolutely zero doubt in my mind. Rachel Meghan Markle was a semi-expensive yacht girl, and she knows it.
Many of you have seen this picture already. You see that there's Meghan with her Cajuna hat.
The moment she opened her mouth, the royal world froze. This wasn't gossip. It was a full-blown explosion that ripped through Buckingham Palace like a scandalous thunderclap. One line, just one, and suddenly the monarchy was in meltdown mode. She said it so casually, like it was nothing, but everyone in that room knew. This was something. The phrase blindsided Prince Harry, left Meghan Markle spinning, and sent the palace's PR machine into emergency lockdown. It all began so quietly, a few smiles, a familiar smirk from Fergie, until a single reporter caught the line that changed everything.
Everything happened because of Fergie.
Meghan was Andrew's first client. Boom, in seconds, headlines erupted, timelines flooded, and social media went wild. The phrase Meghan's yacht days shot straight to the top of global trends. But here's the twist. This wasn't some random rumor whispered by nobodies in the shadows. It came from Sarah Ferguson herself.
Meghan Markle was introduced by Sarah Ferguson to Prince Harry.
Sarah, the Duchess who's been dragged, silenced, and resurrected more times than any royal alive, was now dropping hints darker than anyone could imagine. And the wildest part? She wasn't taking it back. Behind palace doors, Harry was reportedly stunned, aides were panicking, and that legendary royal wall of silence started to crack.
He said Miss Markle was a close companion to Prince Andrew.
What did Fergie really mean by first client? Why say it now, after all these years? And what kind of buried secret could possibly connect Meghan Markle, the Hollywood actress turned Duchess, to the scandalous orbit of Prince Andrew's past? This isn't just another royal hiccup. This is the kind of story that can rip open the monarchy's oldest wounds.
According to people, she got started her yachting days and she never stopped really. I don't think any of her boyfriends knew about it, but Meghan Markle was known as a hardcore yacht partying person, ready for anything.
Every whisper around Windsor carried one burning question. Did Fergie slip up, or did she intentionally light the match that could burn it all down? Because what happened next, no one was ready for. At first, it looked like just another polished weekend in the royal circuit. Polite charity luncheons, picture-perfect smiles, and that same old rehearsed elegance. But underneath the pearls and teacups, something dangerous was bubbling. The whispers were already making rounds among insiders. Sarah Ferguson had let something slip, something raw, something she'd never dared say before.
She was a yacht girl, that's right. It's mentioned in the book. Meghan used to entertain as a yacht girl. Now, I'm not saying it's true, I'm not saying it happened, but I am saying Harry knows it.
Most dismissed it at first. Come on, Fergie's survived decades of royal scandals. She knows how fast a single word can blow up headlines. But this time, she didn't seem to care. At a private Mayfair event, filled with old aristocrats, socialites, and a few hungry reporters, Fergie reportedly dropped a line that cracked the air like thunder. "People forget," she said with that sly grin. Meghan's first royal connection wasn't Harry. The room froze. A few people chuckled, thinking she was joking, but the look on her face said otherwise.
And I wonder if Prince Andrew's gonna come out and say, hey, Harry, I did your wife quite a few times on yachts before you got her.
Within minutes, those words were racing through the elite circles, bouncing from phone to phone, and before the champagne glasses were even refilled, the palace was already buzzing with panic. So, what did Fergie really mean by first client? Why dig up something this bold now? What secret thread could possibly link Meghan Markle, the once glamorous Hollywood star turned Duchess, to the dark, controversial world that used to surround Prince Andrew? This isn't just palace gossip. This is the kind of revelation that slices straight into the royal family's most painful past.
And we also have this. This is Karina Shuliak, Epstein's girlfriend.
And the only times she traveled and went anywhere was with him. And guess who's on the other end with her Panama hat?
Every whisper echoing through Windsor's stone halls carried the same haunting question. Did Fergie accidentally spill the truth? Or did she know exactly what she was doing when she set off this royal bomb? Because what came next was pure chaos. It began innocently enough. Another polished weekend on the royal calendar. Charity lunches, fancy smiles, the same delicate choreography of handshakes and grace. But behind that polished curtain, something was boiling. Fast. Rumors were spreading through insider circles that Sarah Ferguson had said something huge. Something the palace never wanted spoken out loud. At first, nobody bought it. Fergie's been through more royal storms than most could survive. She knows when to bite her tongue. But this time, she looked done with playing it safe. During a private Mayfair gathering packed with old money elites, gossip columnists, and champagne-fueled curiosity, Fergie reportedly leaned in and dropped the kind of line that makes a room go silent. "People forget," she said with that sly, knowing smirk. "Meghan's first royal connection wasn't Harry."
Prince Andrew, have you noticed how he completely avoids looking at Meghan Markle when she's around him or when she was around him?
You could have heard a pin drop. For a second, people thought she was joking, but her eyes said she meant every word. That one comment spread like wildfire, bouncing from ear to ear, text to text. Within hours, the whispers reached Buckingham Palace, and when they did, panic took over. Staff phones lit up, aides scrambled, and somewhere deep in the palace, someone realized Fergie had just kicked open a door that was never meant to be touched. Rumors started swirling that Meghan might have brushed shoulders with that world long before she ever met Harry. Whispers claimed she attended a few high society gatherings back when she was building her name, mixing with the elite, trying to boost her brand. There's no hard proof, of course, just bits and pieces. Old sightings, grainy photos, unnamed sources, and a haze of half-truths that turned into headlines. But that's exactly what made Fergie's comment hit like poison, tying Meghan's so-called yacht days to the shadowy orbit of Prince Andrew's past. Fergie didn't just stir the pot, she flipped the whole timeline in people's minds. Suddenly, the tabloids had a field day. Meghan, the Hollywood star who dazzled her way into the royal family, was now being whispered about as somehow linked to the monarchy's most controversial figure. Whether fact or fiction, the story had power. And in the royal world, perception is deadlier than any proof. And here's the kicker: Fergie knows that better than anyone. To really feel the shock of her words, you've got to understand the shadow behind Prince Andrew's name. Once hailed as a royal war hero, now forever marked by scandal and disgrace. For years, Andrew lived in a world without limits, draped in privilege, soaking up the luxury that came with his title. Think Mediterranean yachts, island getaways, glittering parties filled with billionaires and socialites. It was royalty meets indulgence. Those who knew him describe a man hooked on status, addicted to being surrounded by power and excess. But when the mask fell, it fell hard. His ties to shady financiers, the infamous friendship with Jeffrey Epstein, and that disastrous TV interview that shook the monarchy to its core, it all left his reputation in ruins. By the time Fergie's supposed remark hit the scene, Andrew's name had already become royal kryptonite. Untouchable, embarrassing, dangerous. So when Fergie's words hinted that Meghan might have brushed even slightly against that world, it wasn't just gossip. It was nuclear. It connected the Duchess, already a lightning rod for drama, to the darkest chapter in modern royal history. Just the suggestion that Meghan could have crossed paths with Andrew's inner circle years before marrying Harry was enough to set the tabloids ablaze. And for the palace, it was a full-blown nightmare they couldn't control. Two of the royal family's most polarizing figures, Meghan and Andrew, suddenly tangled in the same messy web. And while Andrew hid away from the spotlight, silent and disgraced, Fergie's words dragged his shadow right back into the light, casting it straight across Meghan's carefully crafted image. Because once Andrew's name slips into the conversation, silence stops being an option. It becomes suspicion. Normally, when Sarah Ferguson talks, people listen out of curiosity or nostalgia. But this time, her words hit like a thunderbolt across royal circles. What was supposed to be a discreet, off-record chat at an elegant London soiree turned into the spark that lit an inferno. Fergie leaned in, eyes glinting with that trademark mischief, and dropped a single line that froze every soul in the room. Let's just say Meghan was Andrew's first client. The tone was light, almost teasing, but the impact? Explosive. Everyone felt the energy shift instantly. Those few words carried enough weight to torch reputations and send PR teams into meltdown. Within hours, the alleged quote leaked. By sunrise, the media was in a frenzy. Journalists dissecting every word, headlines screaming from every corner of the internet. Was client just a cheeky metaphor, some jab about Meghan's networking and ambition? Or was Fergie hinting at something far darker, something hidden in the murky depths of Andrew's past? The mystery only made things worse. The more she stayed quiet, the louder the storm grew. And Fergie, she played it exactly how she always does. Smiles, half denials, a little charm, a little deflection. When reporters pressed her, she didn't confirm or deny. She just flashed that sly grin that says everything while pretending to say nothing. Behind palace walls, the reaction was furious. Aides scrambled, statements were drafted, and the royal communications team worked overtime trying to separate the senior royals from the chaos. Insiders whispered that Fergie had gone rogue again, but deep down, they all knew the truth. This wasn't an accident. She knew exactly what she was doing. Fergie's entire public life has been built on that razor's edge between confession and chaos. And this was her latest masterpiece. This wasn't a slip of the tongue, it was a deliberate spark designed to reignite old fires.
And here we have Andrew, with whom looks like Marcus Anderson. This is in 2001, when Meghan Markle would have allegedly been on third year. Meghan Markle hardly spent any time at Northwestern University.
By linking Meghan's name to Andrew's tarnished reputation, Fergie didn't just stir old gossip. She rewrote the royal narrative. Suddenly, Meghan's silence looked calculated. Harry's frustration looked justified. And as the world watched the royal family scramble, everyone waited for the response that never came. Just when it seemed like the storm was calming down, another question ripped through the chaos. Why now? Every royal revelation has a motive, and Sarah Ferguson's bombshell was no different. To understand why she might drop something so loaded, you've got to trace her complicated tango with the monarchy, a decades-long saga of exile, redemption, and non-stop reinvention. Fergie's no stranger to scandal. She practically wrote the royal playbook on it. From those infamous toe-sucking headlines that shocked the nation to her messy financial dramas and tearful TV apologies, she's lived every phase of royal disgrace imaginable. But here's the thing. Every single time the royal family shoved her out, she found a way back in, always smiling, always gracious, but never, ever naive. Behind that charm has always been calculation. So why bring up Meghan now? Some palace insiders whisper it's payback. Fergie's quiet revenge on an institution that cast her aside, only to later welcome Meghan with open arms. Others think it's her power move, a way of snatching back attention, reminding the world she's still a player in the royal game. And then there's the most cunning theory of all. She's simply doing what she does best, playing the media like a violin, stirring controlled chaos just to stay relevant while everyone's eyes drift elsewhere. But maybe, just maybe, it wasn't about her at all. Some believe Fergie was trying to shield Andrew, throwing a new name into the mix to draw the spotlight away from his never-ending controversies. Whatever her motive, one truth stands tall. Fergie understands timing better than anyone in that royal orbit. She survived humiliation, exile, and public ridicule by mastering the art of strategic truth-telling, feeding the press just enough scandal to keep herself indispensable while never giving away the full story. And this This could be her boldest gamble yet. In one offhand sentence, she managed to steal global headlines, reopen royal wounds, and pull herself right back into the center of the storm she once ruled. Whether it's revenge, survival, or pure strategy, Fergie once again proved she's a master of royal chaos. The real question is, what was she hoping to gain by lighting this fire? The morning after her alleged client comment hit the tabloids, Buckingham Palace went into silent lockdown. No statement, no briefing, just that cold, polished wall of royal silence. But behind those guarded smiles, panic was brewing. Aides were darting between private meetings, phones were buzzing nonstop, and advisors were scrambling to contain a story that had already spun far beyond their control. Phones were lighting up nonstop, the palace buzzing like a beehive in meltdown mode. Senior courtiers scrambled to figure out how to contain a story that had already spiraled way past their reach. Every branch of the royal family was suddenly under the microscope, and no one wanted to be the first to make a move or say the wrong thing. Sources close to Prince Harry said he was furious, caught between anger and restraint. The rumor didn't just sting, it humiliated him on a global scale. But deep down, he knew exploding publicly would only feed the fire. So he stayed silent, stewing behind the scenes while his name trended for all the wrong reasons. Meghan, meanwhile, vanished from sight. No cameras, no appearances, no statements. Her team went into overdrive, quietly weighing every legal option while tabloids tore through her reputation like sharks in feeding frenzy. The tension inside the Sussex circle was through the roof, not just because of the ugly accusation, but because of who said it. Fergie wasn't some nameless critic or gossip columnist. She was family. That made the sting 10 times worse. Behind palace doors, senior royals kept their distance, playing neutral, while secretly tracking every headline. It was damage control disguised as calm, a desperate effort to steer the spotlight back toward charity events and royal duties. But the plan wasn't working. The phrase, "Andrew's first client," clung to headlines like smoke that refused to clear. Inside those polished palace corridors, resentment was brewing fast. Some insiders accused Fergie of straight-up betrayal. Others whispered that maybe she was the one being played, set up to take the fall for someone else's agenda. But beneath all the finger-pointing, one thing united them all: fear. Fear that another royal scandal was about to erupt. Fear that Meghan's name being tied to Andrew could reopen the wounds still festering from his downfall. The monarchy thrives on control, but this time, control was slipping right through their gloved fingers. And then came the silence. Meghan's eerie, unbroken silence. No denials, no appearances, not even a cryptic post. And that quiet? It was louder than any statement she could have made. By dawn, the royal machine was running on panic and protocol. Tight faces, closed doors, and aides sprinting to emergency meetings trying to stop a storm they couldn't contain. Courtiers rushed through palace halls, clutching folders stamped urgent, pretending everything was under control. The royal motto, "Never explain, never complain," suddenly felt paper thin. Fergie's words had exploded across every media outlet, and the monarchy's image was bleeding again. Inside private offices, damage control unfolded with military precision. Advisors drafted no-comment statements while senior royals debated whether to publicly distance themselves or just pray the chaos burned out. But this wasn't just about optics anymore. It was about trust. Fergie's words didn't come from a journalist. They came from inside the royal circle. That betrayal cut deeper than any tabloid headline. Sources said Harry was torn. Part of him wanted to confront her directly, the other half wanted the lawyers to handle it. Meghan stayed completely silent, her absence only adding more fuel to the fire. Even palace staff felt the tension. Doors slammed faster, voices dropped lower, and smiles turned mechanical. Every word felt risky. Every glance could become tomorrow's headline. The courtiers tried to shift attention back to royal duties, but no one was buying the act. The story had claws now, and the public wasn't letting go. Behind those perfect photo ops, the royals were holding their breath. This scandal wasn't an outside attack. It came from within. And when the dust finally began to settle, one thing was clear. The damage was already done. What started as an offhand remark had morphed into a full-blown crisis of loyalty and image. Meghan's silence still hangs like a storm cloud. Harry's trust feels shaken. And the monarchy is once again haunted by ghosts it swore were buried. Maybe that's just the royal curse. Every time they try to control the story, another secret claws its way out. Because if this is what Fergie dares to say out loud, imagine what's still being whispered behind palace walls. This is Hot Secrets, where truth glimmers even in the royal shadows. Stay curious, stay bold, and watch our last episode on King Charles' shocking move that blindsided Andrew and flipped royal loyalty upside down.